What is up, YouTube? This is Harvey1997 here, and you're probably wondering what this giant stack of random cards is. Well, let's see if you can get a guess out of it. Does this help? How about this one? Here? No. Well, I mean, we're reaching a solid level 4 monsters. Random trap? What is the point of all of this? Well, this is what I call a Highlander deck. So you're probably thinking, well, that's clearly more than 60 cards. Well, that's what a Highlander is supposed to be. So a Highlander deck is, as you would imagine, a very high stack of cards. Now, in my opinion, these should be all different cards that have that are like generic, in the sense that they don't need to be archetype specific. They all have some kind of use to them, and that you should not really run more than one of anything in here. So the way you use a Highlander is you get together with a group of friends. So let's say you're playing with 4 people. So you'll sit in a circle. You put the deck in the middle. Okay. So let's just say this is the deck. All right. And then it's a free-for-all format. You can play like one-on-one with this, but it kind of kills the point. The point is to be in like big group matches. So then, let's say like this is your hand. Let's say you summon your exiled force, tribute it, blow up your opponent's monster, blah blah blah. It goes to the graveyard. Catch is, you all share a graveyard. You all share a banished pile. You all share this deck. Hence making this, I believe what I have is a 350 card stack here of very unique cards, essentially a gigantic toolbox. Now, the way you can play this, clearly if you're playing this, it's not in any kind of competitive scene. You might play it at your locals for fun or something. I mean, I actually did play this at my locals a couple weeks ago. That was a pretty fun time. But nonetheless, it's generally not a competitive thing, so you can also throw in some banned cards, limited things. For example, I have Witch of the Black Forest in here. Why not? There's Heavy Storm, Giant Trunade, Monster Reborn, all kinds of power cards like that. The most deadly, and Change of Heart. One of the most deadly cards in here, though, winds up being Different Dimension Capsule. As if you activate that, it's essentially Gold Sarcophagus if you're not aware, but it essentially makes it so you can toolbox whatever you want out of this. Clearly, there's a lot of options here. Same goes for things like Witch of the Black Forest, Sengen, you name it, things like that. It's crazy the different kinds of things that you can actually pull off from here. Some other cards you can just put in here just to troll or piss people off. Card Shuffle, this is one of my personal favorites. It's actually, I think this is the only card I have in here that actually doesn't do anything beneficial towards game state. It's pay 300 life points to shuffle either player's deck. Shuffle it. It takes a bit. To do a legitimate shuffle anyway, it takes a bit. So then we also have things like Time Seal, for example, where you skip a player's draw phase, but it only skips one player, so it makes it easy, like gang ups and things like that. Other things you can throw in here, good card in here is like a Treeborn Frog, because since you all share a graveyard, just because it was my Treeborn Frog, whenever it's destroyed, doesn't mean the person to my left cannot use it. Basically, whoever has the first chance to use something from the graveyard has every ability to. So like when Necro Gardna hits the graveyard, for example, you pretty much say, I'm activating Necro Gardna right now. Yeah, it's not gonna negate an attack for a while probably, but you want to make sure you're the one getting its effect off. So there's a lot of different interesting things like that in here. Royal Decree, shut a lot of people down. Mystic Tomato is very good. Summoner Monk is insane. You have way too many level 4 picks. Again, you can toolbox anything. There are just so many endless combinations of cards you can pull off in here. It's wonderful. If you've never played a Highlander format, I highly suggest it. Even if you just get like yourself and 2 of your friends together, or even just one. You definitely don't need this many cards for it. In fact, mine started at about 200 cards, I want to say, and over time I was just looking through some of my commons boxes, and I was just realizing, well, hey, these would actually work very well in the Highlander. So I put them in. And as I said, I believe this is at 350 cards right now. If I remember correctly, it's, I want to say it's 180 monsters, 135 spells, and 135 traps. So, maybe. No, that's not. No. It's 80. 180 monsters, 85 spells, 85 traps. That sounds right. I think. Yeah. That would equal 350. I believe that's right. Yeah, anyway, as I said, I highly suggest you play this format. It's extremely fun. It's very aggravating to people when you can wind up in ridiculous lockdowns. You can search anything you want. The options, as I said, they are limitless. Ultimate Tyranno, for example, being able to attack all monsters in the field. It's a free-for-all. Of course, it's going to do some massive damage. You know, different things like that. Snatch Steal, take anything. You name it. The options. You can play this 30 times and you will never have a game so similar to the time you first play it. Yeah, and you'll never have one similar to the second time or the third or anything like that. The more cards you add, the more fun it gets, and the more troublesome it can be when you're trying to get to some of those power cards, which makes it a little bit more sacky when your opponent's like, oh, hey, look, I just happened to open Monster Reborn and Change of Heart. The two banned cards that there's only one of in a 350 card deck. It's pretty bad when that happens, but you just kind of live with it. And the thing is, there's not a lot of ways that advantage is created in this. More or less, just the advantage is taken away through ganging up, through cards like Dark Hole, Raigeki, mass boards with Royal Decree, Ultimate Tyranno, Sora Priest, things like that. Yeah, tell me what you guys think about this. If you want to see anything else like this, if you want to see a live duel with us using the Highlander, please tell me. I'm working on a way to try and record live duels at the moment, but if you guys would like to see that, we could definitely do it. Might be a longer video, but nonetheless, still something available to us. So leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you in my next video.